Hello guys, this is my first ever video I'm going to be uploading on YouTube, and I don't know what direction this channel is going in, but I love to talk and I love to share my opinions, and this video is more of a commentary and a review, and I will be open to all sorts of discussions and perspectives in the comments. So sit back and enjoy. Lovely Runner is the latest K drama in town, and it is one of those dramas where you don't want to skip anything and there are no boring episodes. In a long while, this is the first drama where its runtime doesn't bother me at all. All the dramas I binge watched recently, I was bored by how long they were stretching it, but Lovely Runner just fits so perfectly into the 16 episode format while keeping all the elements of romance, humor, grief, and plot points in its place. We are introduced into this world through our main character, Imsol's perspective, learning that a person whom she idolizes after he saved her life in the past is now dead, and she feels guilty as she just met him before the tragic incident. She travels back in time to save him. Her journey reveals unexpected twists, and she realizes that her supposed truth is very different from the facts and that fate is stubborn. She is running out of time and needs to get things done right ASAP. Romantic comedy is probably the genre I will never get tired of. I may have a fatigue watching them, but I'll run back to it like a toxic ex. I have no shame in accepting that I watch countless rom-coms despite knowing the climax. Having said that, it can't be debated that romantic comedies over the years have become predictable, with fixed tropes and mundane plot lines, and it is very rare to find one that leaves you in a state of absolute satisfaction, although you were aware that there was going to be a happy ending. Movies or TV shows which manage to deliver something fresh while keeping the basic framework of a rom-com intact and rework the tropes are rare, and hence only sometimes do we say that I loved this one rather than oh yeah, it was good. Lovely Runner is one such dish of rom-com perfection, blending various basic tropes like idol and fan romance, love at first sight, having crush on the popular boy, teenage love triangle, childhood lovers, time traveling to change the tragic fate, and creates a solid story where you never get bored of seeing heavily used cliches otherwise. Everything makes sense and it leaves you with unbridled joy and not many unnecessary questions. There is no attempt at making something seem deeper or more complex than it is, and this works very well with the audience. The show rather focuses on connecting with the viewers through fleshing out the whole teenage experience, our naivety, crushes, first love, and how often we are at misjudgment during those years. How parasocial relationships work, and how they can be respectful and appreciative rather than downright obsessive. Parental pressure, which constantly exists in the background, even though we think it doesn't affect us as much, and how it pushes kids unconsciously into making big decisions and regretting them later on. How social life and casual friendships have taken massive hits and undergone changes. Though the drama takes us back to 2008, only 15 years in the past, which was a year well into modern world and technology, yet feels so nostalgic as we realize this is how fast the world has changed. The idea of organic relationships without social media, by actually meeting a person, the sense of neighborhood, spending hours outside your house except for work, and less fear or pressure of unending exams and classes, where people would actually have hobbies. The unapologetic laughter the show manages to bring out, the emotional moments it conveys without being offensive to anyone, and actually depicting green flags without showing us jailbirds spending a ton of money to please their partners or doing other top of the world things, but just the characters showing love, care, and a sense of protection not only to their love interests but other people around them, and how healthily relationships can develop or break. The characters do the most for each other, given the situation they are put in and their age and resources. Jealousy is navigated as an emotion rather than male leads doing something destructive and borderline unacceptable. Even when the two main leads fight in the rental tape store, They both realize how dangerous it could have gotten and learn from their mistake and develop a sweet bond later on. Taesung, our second male lead, also tells Sonjae, our hero, that Imsor loves him and hence he has no chance anyway. It's also magically not possible to pick and throw out all your feelings you had for someone, and it takes time to grow out of them, keeping it realistic. Life keeps moving regardless, and how concentrating on ourselves will help overcome them. I also love how every character is very self aware and how it plays into the humor of the show. Ryusonje. Sonjay is in love with Imsor since the first time he saw her. He's expressive and doesn't shy away from accepting his feelings. Though he sometimes acts unbothered and annoyed, we are always shown how elated he is when Sor shares something with him. He is not wavered by their bickering parents and knows what's good for him. He remains loyal to Sor despite other women wanting to date him, and that he would still be a green flag even if he did date someone else, as Sor had wished for their separation. Though they are not in a romantic relationship anymore, he still is protective of her and repeatedly saves her from getting into trouble. Although jealous at first, Sonjay and Taesung get along well afterwards. He doesn't give in to the pressure of his idol image and isn't afraid of going public about his relationship with Sor. His manager and bandmates are also quite supportive of him. Imsor. Sor travels back to 2008. We are seeing the show from her perspective and how difficult and confusing it might be to handle everything. She is always clear about what she wants. She prioritizes Sonjay's safety over her own, taking care about what's affecting his physical and mental health, and offers him a helping hand. She does most of what she could do in this situation. She is also very direct towards Taesung, at how she doesn't see him as a lover, but as a friend who she really cares about. Spends time with him without getting awkward or ignorant, tells his mistake to his face, and how she wishes for him to have a bright future and not go astray as a teenager. She's taken aback by her best friend's relationship with her brother at first, but becomes very accepting of it, and even plays her part in securing their future. So also gives a mature response to her mother dating after evaluating her mistakes of the past. Taesung. Starting as the popular playboy character, we see Taesung develop into a sensitive individual, getting his life on track, repairing his bond with his father, being attentive and understanding of So's situation and the boundaries she has set. Yet he still cares for her and promises to help her in future despite his rivalry with Sonjay. Taesung makes sure Sonjay knows Sor will always choose him and tells him how important it is that he protects himself. He builds a career for himself, letting go of his high school image. Baekhyun is a supportive friend to Sonjay. Although his advice may not always work, he sticks with him to the end and also in the future. And so does Sonjay, as he really cares about his friend's audition and follows him to his hometown to set things straight. Sonjay's dad is persistent in wanting him to pursue a swimming career, but as he starts noticing Sonjay's struggle, tones down his expectations. And although they don't completely vanish, we see him cope with them slowly. I really thought that this is something all Asian parents should see, and how their dreams can burden their kid. Their hope for the child's success can be at the cost of their physical and mental health, and it's not worth doing so. This show also gives us a glimpse into a K-pop idol's life very briefly. K-pop groups showing a united and friendly persona on camera might not always be the truth, and how lonely a person can get at the top. How a team is affected if one of the members wants to pursue something individually or wants a break. How rumors spread by fans and strangers on the internet can affect someone so negatively. I also love how this K-drama, unlike others, doesn't make their characters do morally grey things and somehow make us accept it by giving justifications, but shows what good human relationships mean. Not just romantic, but platonic ones too. All cringy scenes are self-aware and portrayed as a phase of life, which everyone goes through, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. We were all young once, and we can all learn from our mistakes and keep doing good work, leaving everything else to our fate. Or may I say, we should just be lovely running into our future, and we might find our goals, our people, and our purpose. So, this is the end of our video, guys. Thank you for making it till here. and I will see you all in the comments. And also, please give in your suggestions of any dramas or movies or any piece of content or media which we can discuss together. Even if I cannot make a long video about it like this one, I will definitely talk about it.